So Byron, I wanted to, one of the things I had said ahead of time was was going to ask you what gives you hope, right? Because this is such a big thing. What is it that gives you hope? I also kind of, many people, so those who haven't been to seminary often think that seminarians today are 21, they're fresh out of college, or maybe they skip college, they go in at like 20, depending on what kind of seminary you go to. But when I went to seminary, there were a lot of folks who had already had deep life experiences and work jobs, and they were coming to seminary not sort of from the beginning, but from the middle of their lives. And Byron, that's kind of more reflective of you where you are, and yet you are hearing cutting edge theologies, cutting edge teachings. Our seminaries, oftentimes pastors feel like they have to jettison what they learned in seminary in order to meet the congregations that they find where they are. But there you are in the middle of the Princeton Seminary learning some of this cutting edge stuff. Can you do two things for us? Can you share a little bit what's going on in Princeton? What's going on in your heart as a seminarian, as the future leaders coming from these places that really are going to help shape how we understand things, and what gives you hope?
Yeah, what a lovely question. And I'll try to respect the time we have left. Oh man, I am so influenced by the queer perspective that's kind of coming up and has been coming up in academia for quite a while, but any kind of deconstructionalist lens of things, whether it's post-colonialism or anything like that, really I think is such a gift that people are starting to use wisely, not just reactively, but being able to look and hold complex stories without judgment. I think that's something that can only help the way that we talk in community and the way that we hold a very valuable past, but also a hopeful future. That's one thing that I'm seeing in community a lot. I'm also seeing a lot of practice, not just faith as memorization or theory, but faith on the ground, faith as practice, faith in community. And as for the thing that gives me hope, this group is amazing. I know we often, so I work with youth, and we often get this whole youth are the future kind of thing. And part of me really, like, I'm 27, so you're right in terms of like average age here. I'm a little bit on the, well, there's a lot of second career people who come back. I know that is probably a little young in some people's eyes, but we hear this narrative that youth are the future, but I'm gonna fight for my elders and say that no one is out of it yet. And I view, I have one grandmother left, and I wish she was half as engaged and active as some of the amazing people I'm seeing on this screen. And it just gives me so much hope to see people with decades of experience bringing vision and enthusiasm and wisdom to this conversation, and not kind of shirking the responsibility onto younger generations. So that's what's giving me a lot of hope in this conversation.
Okay, just have to give us your grandmother's number, and we'll just connect right up and have a conversation.